Hello and welcome to a very special video, because today we're going to test the beta version of the Oceania expansion. That being said, everything that you see here is just preliminary. It may change when the full version is released in a few months, supposedly. But we can do fancy new stuff with fancy new birds. That is with all birds, so this is the full game with base game, quick start birds, European birds, and Australian and New Zealand birds included. This is my opening hand. I'm doing a test game against Rick Sizzle. This noisy miner is an insanely good bird, one of the new ones. Tuck a card to lay 2 eggs onto it. All other players may lay 1. But still, this is a massive point generation, and it is egg generation in the forest, which I like very much. And one important thing that changes with the Oceania expansion is that you get, after your initial card and food selection, you get 1 nectar on top, which makes playing things much easier. Also, birds like Puffin, which I tend to like in any case, are much easier to play because of the nectar joker food thingy. Also, the game board has changed, which you will see in a second. So I think we could use the canvas back to generate extra cards, which we then can use for the noisy miner. And the grassland has been nerfed, so egg laying is not as good as before. So we might just do it like this. Puffin can be played later. Miner and canvasback are the more important ones. Right, I think this is what I will keep. These are not very exciting. I'll take the rodentologist because I don't intend to go heavy on the prairie. So in the board, you can already see it here, looks a bit different. So we have from the first bird that's played, we get double food and cards, but the egg laying has been nerfed down. So it's not as good as it used to be, and it's not as simple as it was before to just play random grassland birds and lay eggs towards the end as the main point generation and win con. This is still possible, but it's not as easy and not as good as before. And yeah, there are more options. The thing that I really like a lot about this board is that you can have more opportunities to use surplus resources. So you can discard cards for extra food and extra eggs, and there are just more choices to make. I'm not sure if I like this power creep, so to speak, this quickening of the forest and wetlands, but I think, I mean, the idea is good, that you don't have to spend the full first round to get your resource production going, but you are much faster because you just play 1 bird and you get a decent amount of food. So basically, I can get with 1 bird and 2 times food gain, I can play a Puffin, for example. That would have been impossible on the old board, except when the first bird is something that really generates a lot of extra food. Yeah, so random cheering outside. I think the football team has scored a goal. My apartment is not very far away from the stadium, but I was too lazy today. Also, I wanted to play Wingspan. So let's take care to Royal Spoonbill. That draws an extra card with Sticks or Star's Nest. So yeah, good for him. I will want to get my canvas back down. Take the nectar. This doesn't matter much. I'm not using this ability. Also, one of the main principles of the old board has been overridden now. So one of the default openings was play a cheap wetlands bird, lay eggs, start drawing cards. And this has come down to play wetlands bird, draw cards. So no egg laying is needed to get these extra cards. But you can still spend eggs for a second card without playing a bird. So if you happen to have an opening hand without a wetlands bird, which was very devastating in many cases in the old game, you could still lay eggs on the forest bird and draw extra cards. The crucial trap here is that the egg laying also is worse on the first step. So this was the first on the old board. But in general, we do have more opportunities, although they are not always straightforward. But for example, if you play a prairie bird as your first bird, lay eggs on it, then you can immediately draw 2 cards without playing a wetlands bird, for example. But my preferred option is having a wetlands bird, playing it, and just drawing 2 cards without spending eggs. Speaking of eggs, one drawback of my setup here is that I'm not good for the first round goal. If I want to participate, I have to lay eggs, which is a bad action for me. And not much I can do about it. So opponent has a crow, which is very nice. So the smaller ravens can also produce nectar, which is insanely powerful. So I could be interested in getting the ferruginous hawk when I need to lay eggs in any case. And it fits my bonus card well, so I think I just grab it. Also, I want to have a good forest, which I think the nuthatch is quite qualified for. The kingfisher has also become better because the food cost is not as restrictive as it used to be due to nectar. Still, the prettiest bird alive in Europe is still not a very good Wingspan card. It's very regrettable. Alas, maybe. Incredible amounts of star nest spaces, which I cannot use. The food that is available is rather crappy. It is still. I think the kingfisher has a job. Has to be turned into 2 eggs. And I can at least play the nuthatch and increase my food production. One thing that I didn't mention so far. So towards the end of the board, the eggs are still nerfed. So this is the step that was usually here, and no option anymore for a 5th egg. But this and this has become better. So this was 3+1 on the old board, and now it's 4 when you have the full package of birds, which is kind of nice. Good old base game birds. I still need to lay eggs at least once. And I think I'm going to do this exactly once. I mean, it's just 1 point. Maybe I just ignore the first round goal altogether. Also, I'm not playing last, so I don't have any control. I think rather than doing a very bad action, I just skip the first round goal, because getting 1 point or getting 0 points, I think it's just 1 point difference is just not worth it participating. I'd rather grab good food and play good birds. That being said, I could Eastern Imperial Eagle. Is that before the flip? Yes, damn it. Yeah, that would have been a nice bird. I won't be able to get it. There are many birds that give benefits to both players, which is a rather interesting feature. Yeah, I think I'll draw cards so that I can use my miner in a better way. Oh, that's cute. But not very good, unfortunately. Pink-eared duck. Draw 2 and then give 1 to another player. Yeah, it's interesting. It's basically canvas back, only slightly different. Oh, Northern Goshawk, that's a good one. I think I'm going to play that at some point. So birds with no eggs is actually pretty nice with my setup. Gaining tons of food, producing eggs with a noisy miner, and that being the only bird then that has to carry the heavy load of eggs. Sounds good to me. So I have 2 birds that I could possibly tuck, but that would make the goshawk sad because he's already eyeing these 2 birds. He wants to eat them. I would need another forest bird to reach the sweet spot of gain 3 food here. So I think I'll just keep drawing cards. Yeah, the reminder that the nectar will void at the end of the turn. I don't have any, so that doesn't matter. Not very good. Should probably not feed my opponent with cards when they have an Imperial Eagle in their hand. Oh, never mind, they don't. It's already there. Beautiful, but not very useful. Except in some rare cases. The OP Horned Lark will also not get a job here, I think. Still not overly satisfied, not with the tray and not with my hand cards, so I probably go for playing Puffin and Bluebird Hawk next round, because it will be about many birds. So that should be doing the trick. So far, by the way, in terms of beta testing, I haven't encountered any bugs. Also, it's only my 3rd or 4th game, so not many chances to discover bugs. But so far this game runs really smoothly, and all the new birds seem to be doing what they are intended to. At least that's my current. But I will call the bug line as soon as I see something. That's the part of the deal with the beta testing. What is Korimako? Discard rats to gain that many nectar. That's not overly spectacular. These forest birds generate extra points and extra food. That is kind of interesting. Especially, as I mentioned, this full egg-laying strategy towards the end is not the only go-to anymore, so I can play my favorite strategy better on this board, which is just play many birds. Question is, do I want to draw any of these? I think they're quite nice, actually. Let's go. Unleash the full base game power. And flip some ravens for our opponent. So this rule 16 is still in full effect. I'm very good at flipping birds for my opponents. Well... But actually I'm curious to see how good the raven is. I mean the egg laying is worse than before, but the ability to produce double nectar. Sounds utterly insane to me. So let's get some food. Take a wheat. Roll for nectar. Well, there's one at least. No, I'm not doing any of these, but this I will do. So I'm playing the nuthatch tribal here. Nuthatches are very cool birds. A mix between woodpeckers and songbirds. I think I have told the story in a previous video. In our garden we have a nuthatch that has an obsession with a mirror. So there is an outdoor sink and a mirror attached to a shed. And there is one nuthatch which has an obsession for shiny things and mirroring things, and I think this poor guy thinks that there is a rival male nuthatch and it's constantly pecking on the mirror. We tried everything, covering the mirror or unshiny the tap, but he would come back. He's doing this for 2 years now, just fighting the mirror. I mean, everybody needs a hobby. Yes. So, forest has been developed. At some point we'll play this. Maybe earlier than not. And just be happy. So, yeah, and this casual game, which is not even about elo points because it's just beta testing. I happily play my favorite Wingspan, which is just play birds in the forest, generate food, play more birds. And if I don't have to stop to lay eggs in between, because my forest also does that, I'm very happy. This is why, one of the reasons why I like the wood duck so much. Which is not here, unfortunately. So my opponent is developing a raven. That's nasty, but fine. If I gain food, I get 2 eggs. Then I can use 1 egg for this, but not for here. That's still fine, I guess. Right, I want mice. I need a grub. I need a berry. These also need stuff. And we do this. Then we go play Bluebird Hawk. Yeah, this must be enough then to win the round goal, because I think I cannot play any other bird before. Which raises the question what the next... I mean, I could then gain food. If I have eggs on the noisy miner left in any case, then it doesn't really matter. So I'm 3 birds ahead. My opponent has 1 action and no food. I would expect that I win this round goal. The disadvantage of going for food now is that I cannot take nectar because it will be discarded right after. So I might just draw cards and do some refilling. The Greater Roadrunner in the tray could also be interesting. 7-point bird. With my bonus card it's a 9-point bird. could pick that up. Yeah, and with nectar, so my opponent can generate 3 nectar per turn now, so which means they can basically always play any bird they like. I hope that I can also play always any bird I like with my forest setup, but I'm still depending on the feeder, and it's well possible to not roll nectar. So, and since nectar is an additional rating category, I think this might be a very problematic issue, because I think against Raven and Crow there's just so much nectar generation. I think I cannot win any of these habitats. Alright, so they have laid eggs. Fortunately this time they couldn't take nectar for the same reason I couldn't. And yeah, the round goal is mine. I want to draw cards. This is fine. I probably don't need this. Get another one. Oh, that's a good one. Australian Raven. That for me is a 9 or 14 point bird basically, because I'm probably generating food surplus, and it's just really good waste processing machine, which is, I think, exactly the intention of this bird, because they take care of carrion in their surroundings, as ravens do. So Bell's Vireo is a nice bird, but I want to play the hawk here. So yeah, let's grab some food. I'm not rolling that much nectar, that's cumbersome. I've really got to work hard here. Do I want to discard something for extra food? Yeah, I think so. I've got enough birds that I'm not going to play. Fish would be nice. And then we took the harrier. So this round we have to focus on the wetlands birds. I have the food for Puffin available, so we play this. Good old body Puffin. Yeah, this is very solvable and very fitting to my other bonus card. So these 3 birds are going to go many miles for me. If I want to win this round goal, which I do, I might consider drawing possibly the bid turn, because it's also 9-point bird for me. Then I should be able to gain food and get enough food to play both. That would be my 4 actions for this turn. I think that's a good plan. Don't want to do this, I guess. House Wren. Peaceful Dove. Discarding an amount of wheat. 1 egg on this bird for each discarded wheat. That's an interesting one as well, I think. It's not too difficult to get food surplus in the forest, and then having an egg generation bird there is kind of nice. It's also not a super powerful one, but it's cute. I mean, 1 food, 3 points. Useful ability, flexible ability. It's of course best if you have it early, so that you can ever and ever fill it with eggs, use the eggs to play birds and fill the bird again, because obviously it doesn't generate infinite points towards the end. It's not like a tucking engine one. So, Abbott's Booby. Yeah, that's a good one. Draw 3, then discard 2 bonus cards. It's really good. Abbott's Booby is a fun name. We need food. We need one more rat. So the peril would be if I greedily roll that I don't roll any nectar or rats. That would be kind of bad, so I'm not going to risk that, I think. Of course I roll a lot. Then I'll discard and get more of these. And this can go. Yeah, I have no clue why this bird is called Miner. But it's definitely busy as a mine worker. It's doing impressive work. I think the entire game is on the shoulders of the miner. It's also, at the moment, the only expansion bird that I have played. But there will be at least one more. Also from the paper game I have the impression that while there is power creep on the board, the birds themselves are not very powerful. There are some which are really, really strong, but I think the average bird in Oceania is weaker than the European or base game birds. Which sometimes leads to games where you draw lots and lots of cards, but you really cannot get your hands on anything that's useful, which can suck. But yeah. I mean, this might be a coincidence that I don't have many OE birds played here, but it might also be not a coincidence. Rhetorically skillful here. So I would expect that my opponent also plays a 4th wetland bird. I hope that they don't play a 5th, because that would suck. Purple Gallinule, yes. I'm playing this one. So I will want to play both of these, I think, and then the question is, what else do I want to do? Probably I would draw cards once, because otherwise the hawk will not be happy. But he keeps on eyeing these 2 birds. They are under constant observation from the start. No, they have called the bird police. And will maybe not help. But if they're lucky, they can choose a different career path as a breeding mate for the noisy miner. They need like 22 males. So, open vacations. This one looks like it, as if it would be late for the party. Oh, I get free stuff back, finally. Right. Tideron goal is nice. Regent Bowerbird. It's a very small image. This is the only thing that I've reported so far. On some of the new ones, the images just appear too small. What is a bower? Bowerbirds decorate their bowers with items like paint shells and buttons to attract a mate. This is like a... It's not a nest, it's probably these arena-like thingies that birds use to show off. Braggy birds. Let's get some food first. All the nectar that I can get. Yeah, sorry, I missed the opportunity. Four. If I draw cards once, that's not going to work. I won't be able to play 3 more birds than for a lack of eggs. Oh, they have also found the Bonelli's eagle. Good for them. So what if I just play a Roadrunner and Hawk and lay eggs? That's not a very convenient option, rather. Also, I can use food surplus, so I could imagine going for food once more. So, what is it that then Gosok gives me? If I play both of them, that will be 2 extra points, so it will be a 9-point bird, 7-point net. If I took 2 cards, which I could also use differently. So this is sort of a triangular problem. I need cards to be able to better use these. I need food to be able to better use these. So if I draw cards, then gain food once more, then play bird. Sounds reasonable. What's with the nectar? They have 9. I've got 5, so that's rather irrelevant here. Yeah, let's try and draw some cards. White Stork, hello. This would mean we both draw a card, right? Let's be generous today. And then more free stuff. I mean, they've played both eagle bombs already, and I have the little eagle here, so nothing wrong in giving my opponent cards. So what does this again? 1 card under each thingy, so that's good for bonus cards like, is it Citizen Scientist? That counts birds with tucked cards. That would be nice for them. So with the yellow birds, it's important they trigger at the game end, which is after the round goals and after the nectar is discarded, but before bonus cards and final scores are calculated. So, Stork is just more points than the Roadrunner. Well, let's get some food first. Not that good at rolling nectar. It's not as many points, because that's qualified for the rodentologist, but I probably should just play both. Should definitely play the Roadrunner, because that's doing stuff for me. Where is it? Nope. Come back here. Yeah, I can play it like this. Seven food left. So if I play the white stork, that would mean that I deprive the Australian raven of one food, which means that this is actually a 7-point bird only, and it doesn't do anything for the bonus cards because they're filled or unqualified. So it's basically a 7-point, a 5-point play, which is not as impressive. If I play the red-tailed hawk, that's 5 points, 7 points, 5 points, equally unimpressive. If I play the hawk, that's 5 points, 7 points, 9 points, 7 points, that's more impressive. So that's probably the best I can do. So they have been lucky, they're not going to get eaten. Another tie on the round goals. I'm curious how the points will turn out. So now it's time to feed the raven. They do have a game end as well. Oh, they have a kakapo! I'm so envious. That's a goodie. Fortunately, I have the rodentologist and the platform nest builder already, so that's not for them. So I lose all the nectar categories as expected. This is just insane with the ravens. That might cost me the game. I don't know, but I think it will be a very high scoring game. In general, the scores are higher with the OE expansion. Yeah, this is not going to go well. The nectar kills it. Yes, as expected. Yeah, this is just... I mean, it's a very nice testing experience also, that we see that the ravens... I mean, technically the ravens, they have, because they are not from the OE expansion, they have these 5 food wheel, and one could interpret this as they can take the classic 5 different types of food, but not nectar. And I think ravens that can take nectar are, even under the house rules, are extremely broken. So nerfing the board in the grassland, really, I think, of course the ravens do care about this, but the ability to gain nectar is just so fucking strong. Well, we're going to have to observe how this unfolds, and I hope that maybe this is just fairly balanced and I'm overly concerned, but I think there might be a slight imbalance here. In any case, this was a fun game. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Sadly, I didn't play that many new birds, but we saw some new mechanics in action. So make sure to tune in again next time and enjoy beta testing, enjoy Wingspan, and till next time.